Hey everyone, what's going on? Thanks for checking out this video. This is going to be another segment in my story, the origin story of how Iron Health was founded and how it was created. So last we left off on why I became a PT. This one I'm going to dive into the specifics of the process of what it takes to become a PT. We'll talk about college and then grad school. So first things first, when I went into college, I knew that I always wanted to be a PT. That was on top of mind. And I went into my college thinking like, okay, I'm gonna go into the school and I wanna go to a school that has a joint degree program where it's 3 years undergrad, 3 years graduate. So I was like, I could accelerate the learning curve and do it. So before we even dive into that, if you could find a school that does have that, you wanna be a PT, rock that. That is a good cheat code for you to really develop into a PT. So I went to college as a biology major to really figure it out, like, all right, I'm gonna take this to the next level. Got my joint degree, I'll be out of here in 3, grad school in another 3. My freshman year, I played football. Realized very quickly that sports or academics, it's very hard to manage both, especially if you want to become a doctor of physical therapy. So dropped football after my first year. Now, the whole time during this, it was interesting because football was a part of my identity of who I was as a high school kid. Going to college, like, all right, now I have to focus on academics. And it took a while to get used to that, right? Like you're so focused on one thing your whole life, and then once you start to shift, you're like, what just happened? I have no idea. And what do I have to do? What's my new identity? So I had to refine that in the process. But I'll tell you right now, I spent so many hours in the library. I was a bookworm. And that's not to say that school never came easy to me. I had to study, I had to put in hours, and I understood that at an early age. So I knew right away that I would have to work for this. So I'm in college, going through the process. Had a little hiccup there that we'll talk about. And that was the college I went to said, and they highlighted they had a joint degree with the grad school I went to. I went to the grad school for an orientation, met with the director, and he had no idea that that program even existed or it did exist. So the whole time I was in college thinking I was gonna be doing a joint degree, 3 and 3 was a falsehood. So you can believe me there. Like, I felt deterred and saying like, okay, now what am I gonna have to do to excel myself into my career, my graduate studies? I had to end up finishing a 4th year. And I remember my 4th year, I did nothing. I took 2 classes because I pretty much almost finished all my other credits and summers and stuff like that. So I worked pretty much as a trainer, and during that process, I was almost working full time and managing like 2 or 3 classes, just getting my feet wet, getting used to managing people. Luckily, from that aspect, I had a good relationship with my grad school, and I got into New York Medical College, and that's where I went and became a PT. So, little learning curve there was make sure you do your research. You know, I didn't do as much research as I should. You know, and my family loved them to death. They're blue collar people. They didn't understand the exact direction, nothing against them. They just didn't know what it takes to go to graduate school. So that fell on me. So I'm hoping that this can give you some lessons to say, hey, I gotta do my research, especially if I want to accelerate the process and not be in undergrad longer than required. So after that, I went to PT school. And really, I would say PT school was great. The first year was tough. And for any PTs out there, know that the first year is all academics, and you have to make sure you're in the books even more. I have said in the video in the past, I drew everything, and that's super important. Draw to memorize, to understand the anatomy. From there, went through the process of PT school, and then here we come, graduate, and that's on to the next video. So if you like that, guys, please share. Let me know what you think. We're trying to grow this channel. Appreciate the watch.